Who are you? Where are you going? And what do you want your legacy to be, ladies and gentlemen? Who are you? Where are you going? And what do you want your legacy to be? I think about 1803 Dunbar Creek, Sapelo Islands, Savannah, Georgia, near McIntosh County, where the Igbo tribe, a group of them, walked to their death rather than be enslaved. History documents that fact. Some say they were walking back to Africa. I'm reminded of Jasper Young in Veracruz, Mexico, 1610, 1618 time frame, who fought the Spanish military and ultimately claimed their freedom, the first free black settlement in the Americas, legacy being built. I think about the Underground Railroad, but in fact the one that went south to St. Augustine, Florida first. And I think about all of those individuals as early as the 1600s saying, I will be free. And they went down to Spanish Florida and found their freedom, ultimately founding St. Augustine, Florida, and Fort Mose. You see, who are you, where are you going, and what you want your legacy to be is something that I talked about today. I had the pleasure of speaking with individuals who some were looking at a couple of life sentences, some 5, 10, 15, 20 years, some ready to be released. And they asked me, they said, Joshua, if you had an opportunity to say something to someone, what would you say if they were getting ready to go back to the civilian world? And I said, I would say this to you. It's a difficult question. I said this though. I would figure out who I believe God made me to be, the very best version of that. And I would spend my life trying to be the very best version of that every single day. See, ladies and gentlemen, I live my life from my deathbed. That is, I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, if I were to take my last breath today, am I satisfied? And I'm not. I'm getting there, and I'm doing every single thing that I could do so that when I take my last breath, I'm happy, I'm at peace. And I've worked towards who I am and what I want my legacy to be. And I'm asking you, and I'm challenging you this Black History Month to do the same, to be that legend. They say that you may be the only book somebody will ever read. You may be the only Bible that some people will ever read. And so make it a good book. You might be down, but I told them when I'm down in life, I think about myself and I say, this is going to be a good story for somebody to read someday. Keep that encouragement. But who are you? Where are you going? And what do you want your legacy to be? You see, they talk about the 6 million that went to Brazil, enslaved individuals. They talk about the 500,000 that went to Mexico, the 300,000 or 400,000 that came here to the United States of America, 700,000-ish to Haiti, a million to Haiti, 700,000-ish to Cuba, same with Jamaica. Numbers like that. And it makes me wonder and think that a lot of us are getting caught up on where we came from and the labels rather than what do we want our legacy to be. So this Black History Month, regardless of where you're from, I want you to ask yourself, for you, for your family, for your friends, and for your legacy, who are you? Where are you going? And what do you want your legacy to be? Hey, I'm Joshua Teach Us. And today I'm asking you to reflect on that and to act on that. Have an amazing day.